So we'll just start sitting up nice and tall. Abs are drawn in, shoulders are out of your ears. Let's bring your ankles and your knees to touch and just feel that engagement of those inner thighs. With those legs squeezed together instead of wide, your base of support is fairly narrow and it might make you feel a little wobbly. And we're kind of doing that on purpose just to make sure you are okay with feeling that discomfort. You can always put your hands down on the ball to help stabilize. And of course, you can walk your feet apart for more stability. So let's do that now. Feet a little wider and feel how that wider base of support helps out. Raise your right hand for me, please. I'm watching, I can see. Repeat after me. I promise I will not fall off the ball. Ta-da! Thank you very much. Someone in your home heard you say that. All right, with those feet a little wider, we're just going to start a nice bounce. But I want you to not make it a floppy bounce. I want you to pretend you're a ballerina in your upper body. From your head to your tailbone is a nice straight line. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down, palms towards me. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Let the ribs pop open. Get a little extension. Bring your arms here, and then pull your ribs down to engage the abs. Then bring your arms in front, and you are a ballerina. And we're just going to start to get a little more aggressive with that bounce. Start to feel some work in your quads. Start to feel that lift through your abs. Again, you're trying not to be on a horse out of control, right? You are controlling this bounce, lifting as high as you can, but knowing where the ball is so that when you land, you will not fall off the ball. And this, by the way, should start picking up the pace of your heart, getting a little cardio. Last 3, 2, and 1. Relax for a moment, shoulders roll up, back, and down. Wider stance, a little farther forward on your ball. We're going to start that bounce again. And then we're going to do this with our arms as if we're doing a jumping jack. And then if you want, you're going to add on so that you are doing a jumping jack. I'm still sitting on the ball, but you have the option, of course, to lift up off the ball if you feel stable and safe. Bring those legs all the way in and out if that works for you. If not, keep them wide. And we'll just keep that cat sleeping so that she won't disturb the iPad. And relax. Whew, again, that should have created a nice little warm up. Okay, so we tried our feet together and we tried wide. I want you to bring everything hip distance apart. So you put your elbows on your hip bones, line those hands up. Your knees should be right there. Make sure they're not flared open, definitely not knock-kneed, and then your ankles follow that. And then all we're going to do is straighten out the legs, and then allow the body, bend those knees to slide forward and down. Hang on, oops. Okay, all right, never mind. Sorry. Okay, so, and I'm gonna go sideways so you guys can see me better. So I walked my feet forward and then I slid into it. And that should put you on an angle where both your quads are engaged and your abs are engaged. So a couple checkpoints, make sure you're not flopped over the ball. Make sure you're not way up here nor rounded. And then third checkpoint, your knees are directly over your ankles, right? We're not way back here. So again, hopefully your abs are engaged, shoulders out of your ears. We're just gonna do some shoulder retraction here, keeping those abs nice and stable. Squeeze back, arms stay straight, rowing type motion, quads staying active in an isometric contraction, abs staying active in an isometric contraction. 2 and 1. Keep the shoulder blades back. Exhale, tuck your ribs to lift yourself up an inch. Inhale, hinge back. Exhale, close the ribs. Inhale, hinge, exhale, close, open, close, open, close. For more challenge, walk your ankles and knees to touch. Open and close, open and close. Good. From there, stay in that lifted position, open your arm towards me, rotate, open as far back as you can, back to center, opposite direction. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling to open, exhaling to come up. Inhale, open, exhale, up. Last one, come back through center, roll a little farther forward so your booty comes off the ball. Fingertips to the edges of your temples, so not interlacing and pulling on your neck, but just resting here, temple or back of your skull. Notice if your hips are saggy, let's go ahead and lift them up, and then drop the head back, but still that spine, that neck is in line with your spine. From there, exhale, close the ribs to lift yourself up without pulling the elbows into your peripheral vision. So we inhale up and over, open the ribs, exhale, close them down. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Good. Keep those hips lifted. Again, wider stance will be a little more stable. Narrow stance, a little more challenging. Just keep that in mind throughout class. Last two. And last one, stay up and over, or excuse me, stay halfway lifted, rotate to me, center, away, center, to me, center, away, to, away, to, away, 4, elbows wide, 3, 2, last one, and center. All right, this one, a little bit more balanced, so I'm gonna demonstrate, excuse me, I'm gonna demonstrate before I have you guys do it. So you're actually in a roll till your hips are off the ball, but some of us are just gonna scoot so we don't smash a cat. All right, so this is option one, simply a reverse bridge, okay, or a bridge, making sure that your hips aren't sagging. If you want more if it's too much, you walk your feet wider. If you want more challenge, you bring your ankles and your knees to touch and make sure those hips don't sag. And that should be maybe enough challenge. If you want more, you separate your feet again, hip distance apart, and then you try and lift a foot. And if you can lift a foot, you try and lift a leg. You can join me anytime. If you can lift a leg, point it up in the air. If you can lift a leg, lift it, point it in the air, and draw a circle. So if you haven't started that, go ahead, walk it out, get your hips up, right? So in that tabletop position, basically. And then try and lift, or excuse me, first thing you want to do is put your feet together. And that might be enough. If that's enough and you want more, walk them back to hip distance apart. And then from there, try to lift a foot at a time. And if you can lift a foot at a time, lift a leg at a time. And if you can do that, lift your leg, draw a circle. Carlos, get back to work, man. I'm teasing. I called you out. All right. Few more of whatever is working for you. And then when you're ready, roll one back so you're back on top of that ball. So that should have worked the rear chain, your glutes a little bit, right? And then from there, we're gonna see if we can lift all 4 limbs off the ground. So you're just gonna see, could you lift your feet up? Right? And balance. If you can, you're gonna try a forward and back motion. Right? A little tuck and forward, keep your feet off the ground. If you can do that, you might try side to side. And if you can do all of that, you're gonna try a hula circle. So you circle your hips, and you circle your hips. And you try and do that with your feet off the ground. Should be kind of challenging. I like that. Mostly I'm seeing cray arms, but that's okay. All right, and then go ahead and relax. We're gonna head down onto the floor, and you're gonna put your ball at the bottom of your mat. You may even need to curl up your mat because you're gonna lie down, but you wanna be able to have some space. So I'm actually gonna fold my mat out of the way, right? So that I can rest my legs up on that ball. Resting position, but not for long, of course. All right, fingers to the sky, shoulder blades press down and lift up. Press down and lift up. 2 more, press down, lift up, press down, leave the shoulder blades down, bring your arms nice and wide, palms touch, forearms, elbows, and triceps. Deep breath in, exhale, lift those hips up, not saggy, but all the way up, and then bend your knees to roll the ball in, and we're gonna make quick little hamstring curls here. We're gonna try and kind of increase that heart rate again briefly. Keeping those ankles and knees together, you'll feel this a little bit more in your medial hamstring. 4, 3, don't give up on me. 2, last one, leave the knees in, lift the hips even higher, tap both hips down. Here we go, 16 lifts. Keep your knees together if you can. Last 2 and 1. Ouch. Whew. Bring that out. You should have felt that in your hamstring, so we're going to give them a little love. Bring the ball underneath your right leg, hug your left knee in. And if you're on the opposite leg, that doesn't matter. We're just stretching here. Give that knee a nice tug. Keep hold of your hamstring. Flex the heel towards the sky. And then straighten out that leg. Reach a little higher. Point, lift yourself up. Flex, bring yourself down. Bend that knee again. And slide the ball underneath the left leg, or whichever one you didn't stretch already. Opposite knee, right knee in my case, bring it in. Back through center. Flex through that heel, bring it up, and then lift it up, point it to lift yourself up, and then flex to lie back down. Good. All right, from there, we're gonna go ahead, if you folded up your mat, you'll probably wanna bring that back. Actually, you know what? Let's do this series. We're gonna do it in a different order than usual. What? I know. So we're gonna come to that fold. And we're going to be right on top of that fold. I'm going to fold mine one more time so I don't go out of the screen, hopefully. Actually, I am going to end up out of the screen, but we're going to do our best. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So, oops, sorry. We're at the front of the mat. Knees are either hip distance or they can be together. Oh, okay. I scared her away. Okay. All right, so you're gonna start out, we're gonna bring ourselves down into a little squatty position so that your elbows are really close to your knees, right? Almost touching, and the ball is right up against your face. You're gonna start to roll the ball forward. You're gonna lift your 10 toes way up in the air so that you roll onto the fronts of your thighs, not your kneecaps. Then you're gonna roll the ball forward. You're gonna make sure those hips aren't out. You're gonna tuck them under, roll the shoulders out of your ears, pull the ribs in, and then see if you can go out into a flatter position. On the exhale, pull your belly button in, drag the ball back. Don't have to go all the way back. So we're gonna do a few slow ones like that so we really get this. So we roll forward, toes up in the air, tuck the hips, bring them in, pull the ribs in, shoulders out of your ears, straighten the arms, thumbs to the sky if possible. Exhale, pull the belly button in, slowly come back, okay? So a few more slow ones, roll it out, tuck the hips, pull the ribs in, Extend through the neck, reach your hands. Don't let the ribs drag or sag, and come back. And one more like that, roll it out, and then exhale back. And then we're gonna do about 6 more on our own. Here we go. So you can pick up the pace if you want, or you can keep it nice and slow. So we're basically doing a plank pike. Good. Last time, bring the ball underneath your abs and flop over it. So just get a nice little break here. While you guys do that, I'm just going to reverse course since I don't have a kitty cat underneath me right now. So that as we do this next part, I won't be rolling away behind the tree, but you just enjoy, oh, hey, you just enjoy this stretch for now. Get back. Come back, Mom. Come back, Mom. It's just too much excitement here. Too much excitement here. Okay, so from that flop, I want you to take your toes wider than your mat, tuck them under, and just straighten out those legs. So you should feel your hamstrings engaging and your glutes engaging, and maybe your low back a little bit. So for now, just press your hands onto the ball and lift up an extension. Come down, take your arm that's closest to me, bring it up, lift up an extension, rotate towards me. Come down, reverse your arms, back arm, lift it, and then rotate away. And down. Rotate open, and down. Rotate open, and down. Last time, rotate towards me, and down, and then one more time, away and down. Now just regular extension, lift it up, and then if you're okay with it, let go. Shoulders out of your ears, you'll feel those hamstrings and glutes engage a little more, and then drop over and lift up. Drop over and lift up. If you want to add a little squeeze of the shoulders so that your pinkies get closer together, then you'll be working both the low back and the upper back and the glutes and the hamstrings. Keep it going. Good. And then just bring your hands down. Walk yourself a little farther forward until your hips are the highest point of your body. So you're an inverted V. From there, bring your heels to touch, lift your legs. So as you do this, we're going to be working that same low back and glute area, but in what we call a reverse hyperextension. Good. And now, bring your legs down for just a second, straighten your arms. We're going to bring our hands so that they're only shoulder distance apart. So ladies, that's going to look about like that, just a few inches between your thumbs. Shoulders out of your ears. And then look and see how much space you have between your elbow and the ball, and make sure that you have at least about 6 inches there. Shoulders back and down. Bring your tootsies together. Your feet are coming together. Sorry, I just keep reformatting so I'm still on stage, or still in the camera. And then lift the stage, probably more true. Lift those legs so that you are in a straight line from the top, back of your head, through your shoulder blades, abs draw in, thighs lift, legs point and stretch. So you're basically in a plank position, but you're going to bend your elbows backwards, and your head comes down and your legs come up. Equal amounts, right? So make sure you're not breaking at the hip, right? So it's not this, right? It's not a swing. As your upper body comes down, your lower body equally goes up. So nice Pilates push-up. Don't forget, your elbows are going backwards. They're not coming out wide like that. They are heading backwards towards the ball so that it is more of that push-up motion. If you want more, you just walk your hands farther forward. So if you want more, hands go farther forward, ball rolls underneath, closer to your thighs perhaps. Good. And then just come up in that regular push-up. So you're in a plank now. Your toes can be pointed or flexed. Make sure your knees aren't droopy. You're pressing through those legs, shoulders out of your ears. Everything is squeezed. Beautiful alignment. I love this plank on the ball because it really gives you an opportunity to get a nice straight line. If you're looking for more challenge, you walk your hands forward, drag that ball so it's either underneath your thighs or even your knees. Press the floor away, arms straight, shoulders out of your ears, round the shoulders, squeeze them together, round them, squeeze them, round them, squeeze them. Nice posture work, and then stay. Pull those abs in, lift those kneecaps. If you want more than that, you walk your hands forward again, you drag your body forward so that ball is underneath your shins, you press that ball away, or that floor away, shoulder retraction, press, retract and press, one more, retract and press, head in line with your spine. If you want more than that, you walk even farther forward and that ball comes underneath your ankles. I know I'm coming off screen. And you make sure your body's in that beautiful straight line, pressing that floor away, lifting through those abs, strong, 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 keep going. If at some point you feel the need to come off, then just drop a hand or foot off is better. If you want to go backwards, I guess you can do that. You are in your own house. And then when you are ready and you are done, you're gonna roll it back and flop again. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys one more option with that plank. It's back to the pike plank that we did a few minutes ago. So a quick reminder, it was this, right? So that's gonna be your option if you don't wanna do either of these options. One option would be to come up into your plank, but not all the way, so that you can bend your knees, roll your tailbone to the sky, drop your head, and bring your body into a fold, and then back out in that plank. And fold and plank. The other option, hope I don't break anything here, but that was a stupid thing to say. All right, the other option is that you roll out so that ball, you're gonna be a little more in a straight-legged position. And then you roll up, up, up with your hips. You try to drop your head between your arms. You try and lift your hips and drop into more of a handstand position and then back into your plank. So 3 different options for pike plank. Either that first one that we did a few minutes ago, the second one with the bent knees, or that last one I just did. How about give me about 8 of those, whichever one you want to do, please. When you have finished that 8th one, you're going to come into your flop again and stretch out that back. So we kind of skipped the easy stuff at the beginning today and went right to the tough stuff. All right, and now the last thing you're going to do from this lying position, this prone position, is a Superman, which means you're going to see if you could lift up all 4 limbs again, right? But without planting your face on the ground. If your face gets near the ground, I suggest you put your hands down, right? So arms overhead would be optimal, but that might not happen. You may have to play with bent elbows and try and find that place where you have equal weight above the ball and below the ball. Or the cat on camera. So just reading the trivia, it's okay, right? So that's your goal. Just try for a moment to be balanced. And then finally, flop one more time. All right, from that flop, when you come back, you're gonna roll your mat back out if you folded it up. And we're gonna do a couple of the more traditional Pilates exercises, and then we'll have another fun and exciting one to do that is new for most of us today. Yippee! All right, so we'll start lying back down with that ball in between our hands. Let's do a little of that shoulder retraction. So we lift the ball straight up, straight arms, press the shoulders down, lift and press, lift and press. One more time, lift and press, and bring your abs into a neutral spine position. Abs drawn in, deep breath in, exhale, ball goes to your kneecaps, roll up, lift the ball over your head. It should feel like a little bit of extra weight there, and then back down, exhaling. Deep breath in, exhale, lift, inhale, ball up over your head, exhale, tap your knees, roll down, exhale, lift, inhale, reach, exhale, down, inhaling, exhale at the bottom, inhale, reach over your head, exhale, roll it down, exhale, lift, inhale, reach, one more time like that, exhale, inhale, exhale, come down, and now we change it up. Exhale up, lift the knees in tabletop. Inhale, extend your arms overhead and your legs. Hands fall up to your legs. Don't touch that up hand. And reach. And then grab and reach. And grab and reach. I think she understood. And reach. Good. Two more like that. So it's our double leg stretch, right? And then if you want to really have some fun, you put the ball on your knees and you're going to roll the ball up your shins without kicking your legs. Roll the ball down your shins, stay lifted in your upper body, reach the arms. So you exhale, fold, roll halfway down, inhale, extend. Exhale, roll, and extend. Keep that going. Or any of the previous ones, that's fine. Good. All right, relax, put your feet on the ground, bring that ball between your thighs, and squeeze the ball as hard as you can. Right now, try and pop the ball at home. You may have to have a hand on it to hold it in place. Squeezing for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now we're going to do that same squeeze, but with pulses. So squeeze 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Squeeze 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Squeeze, 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 and squeeze. Relax. Last time. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Relax. Deep breath in. Exhale. Lift your heels up so you are in tabletop position. Holding that ball, squeeze it nice and tight. You can move it a little farther away from you if you want. Hands down. Let's get fingertips, forearms, shoulders on the ground. Press those shoulder blades open. And then on an inhale, or excuse me, exhale, pull your ribs in. On an inhale, lower those legs away. And exhale, lift them back up again. Inhale to lower. And exhale to lift. Well, I'll never see that again. Inhale to lower. She has a catch somewhere of things that I'm missing. Lower, good. Take your time on that lower, take your time on that lift. If you want to make it a little more challenging, you move the ball a little farther in between your shins and you don't completely straighten the legs, but straighter. But still remember, this is all about those abs and neutral spine. And finally, if you want, bring that with straight legs between your ankles. Squeeze that ball on your way back up, point and reach, and exhale, flex and lift. Inhale, point and reach, exhale, flex and lift. Again, neutral spine. Last 2, last 1. Everyone, legs up, extend that ball, squeeze in, flex your heels. Oh, you should feel that all the way down your inner thighs, even in your hips. 4, 3, 2, bend your knees, woo, rest for a second. All right, we have one more round with the ball between our ankles, just a little bit different here. So once again, legs as straight as possible. If you have tight hamstrings, a bend is okay. Otherwise, bring those legs up, and you're gonna let those legs go side to side. Keep that opposite ankle, or excuse me, shoulder down. If you wanna add on, you rotate your opposite leg over. So when my legs go to the left, my right leg rotates up and down. To the right, my left leg rotates. To the right, my right leg. To the left, my right leg rotates. Good. And then bring it down. And once again, rest for just a second. All right. We're going to roll that ball out. This is going to look familiar, only we're adding on to this exercise to get that rear chain once again. So hands are down by your sides. Remember this, where your legs are out in a bridge. Hang on. And then just lift your hips in that regular bridge. Now, if that's good enough, you're going to stay there. For more challenge, what would happen if you lifted your arms up? Or, for more challenge, bring your feet closer together, right? And then either hands stay down or up. And then one leg in if you want, up, and lift and lower 3 times. Sorry. And then do the other leg 3 times. Here. Let's get your toe. Come on. Come on. And then rest. All right, sorry. We just took a little break. I'm sure that wasn't terrible for y'all. Okay, so if that was okay, you're gonna stick with that bridge. If you want a stronger bridge, you're gonna roll the ball in, and you're gonna put your feet on top of it, sort of 1 o'clock on the ball. And then again, we lift up. If that's enough, stay there. For more, lift your hands up in the air. For more, bring your feet to touch. For a different challenge, maybe keep your hands down, but lift and lower 1 leg at a time 3 times. That other hamstring will be working, by the way. Bring it. Good, and then lower. And then if you want to work 1 more time, a little harder, you're gonna roll that ball all the way in. Bring it here, bring it here. I'm not talking to y'all. Bring that ball so it almost touches your hamstrings. Heels are on the top of the ball. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift it up. You're going to be very high. Option, woo, what would happen if you lifted those arms off the ground? Or, again, 1 leg at a time, lift and lower. Good. Feet down, relax, legs out. All right, you guys know what's coming. We did it earlier. We're going to do this again. It's going to be a quick round of hamstring curls, only we're doing single leg this time. So lift it up, bring your right knee in, extend it up in the air. Left leg works. Here we go. Keep your hips lifted. Notice they're going to want to sag. We go in and out. Good. Right leg down, left leg up, right leg in, out, in, out. Good. Both legs down, just 4 in. Good. Stay in, hips up in the air, lift, lower, option, left leg up. Option, right leg up with your left leg back down. And 4 more. 2 and 1. Woo. Bring those knees in. Take a little break, and then extend your left leg on the ball. Bring that right knee in nice and close. And then switch it up. All right. We're going to roll halfway up. You might want to fold your mat a little bit if all you have is a sticky mat so that you have a little bit of support for your right elbow. Now, we're going to do a side plank here today, and we have two options. And I'm going to start with the one that I think is more reasonable. So you're going to bring that ball so that you can put your top leg, that's important, top leg on it, okay? And then you want to do your best to line yourself up so that your ankle, your knee, your hip, and your shoulder are in a fairly straight line. You can use your bottom leg, lift yourself up in a side plank. Now, it should be a really strong side plank because you have the support. Could you, however, lift that bottom leg off the ground? I did this earlier, I promise. Right? If you can't, maybe just try and lift the foot so you're only on your knee. If you can lift that bottom leg, can you lift it up and tuck it on the ball somewhere? I swear I did it earlier. There we go. Sort of. All right. Come on down. Now, the other option, which didn't work out for me earlier, would be to put that bottom leg on the ball before you even start, behind the top leg. And then you have to usually help yourself up with your bottom or your top hand. And then you can stay there, or you can, of course, try to balance. Don't break a hip at home, please. When you're ready, we're switching sides. You can practice that one. I'll practice. All right. Other direction. Bottom knee is tucked and bent. Top leg on the ball. Then try and get your ankle, your knee, your hip, and your shoulder in a straight line. Lift it up. Bring it up. And then just see, could I lift that bottom foot off the ground? Right? Even if it's for a moment or two. Or lift some part of that leg. And then if you want to try the other one, bottom leg goes on first, it tucks behind, top leg on, and then you'll use that hand to come up. Not working out for me right now. And when you're ready, come back. Okay, that one was a work at home exercise. All right, back to actually, we're gonna lie down for just a second, just so we can roll like a ball. Because this is really fun, with the ball on your ankles or on your shins. Deep breath in, exhale, rolling like a ball without kicking. So if you kick your ball across the room, that's information. Next time you come up, stay up. Widen your stance. Sit up tall, pull your ball close to you, put your hands on top. Knees are bent, flex through that spine, lift through that spine. And then if you want to straighten your legs, that's fine. Only if that rounds your back, don't do that. And then as you're ready, deep breath in, press down on the ball to stay tall, but lengthen forward. And then press down and in, and lengthen forward. And press down and lengthen. Maybe even roll those thumbs to the sky to open those shoulders a little more. Good girl. Good girl. Good job. We do it again. Bring it back. So spine stretch, hinging forward. Flex those toes back, shoulders out of your ears. And then we're going to come back. We're going to bend those knees. Feet flat on the ground. Ball right here with you. Exhale, hinge back. Tuck the ribs in, and then see if you can lift the ball a little higher. It's not that heavy, but it's certainly going to add a lot. Exhale, lower, come up. Inhale, give me a beautiful lift to the sky. So here we go. Exhale, hinge it back. On the inhale, pull your ribs in, lift that ball over your head if that works for you. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale, lift. Option when you come back, if that's too high to lift it, just lift it a little bit, maybe eye level. Exhale to lower, inhale to lift at the top. Exhale, lower the ball, hinge back, pull it in on the inhale, lift it over your head if possible. Exhale, come back up, inhale, lift, two more like that. Exhale back, pull it in, inhale to lift. Good. One more time, inhale, lift, exhale, hinge, pull it in, reach it over your head, leave it there for 4, squeeze your arms together for 3, 2 and 1, lower, woo, come up, drop and rest, flex that spine the opposite direction because we have one more similar exercise. Sit up tall, find that neutral spine, grab that ball, hinge back, but not so much that you have to ram, right? So I don't want you tucking those hips at all. I just want you to hinge and yet pull the ribs in for strength because you're gonna rotate that ball side to side, but you're gonna look at your knees when you come back to center and make sure they're not moving. And woo, back to center. Ball is in front of you. Come up onto your knees. Rest back, but yet let your arms come up on that ball for a different kind of stretch here. Good, and then come up and sit yourself back enough so that with your thumbs rotated to the sky, you do feel shoulder work, and then we're just gonna retract from here. Slide in, let it go forward, slide in, let it go forward. So just posture work and relax. Bring that ball all the way in. I think we have time for a quick sideline series. So bring that ball right up against your right hip. Lean onto the ball, and then you're gonna put your, no you're not, sorry, you're gonna put your right hand on the ball. Bring your left leg in front and your right leg behind, or your bottom leg is your back leg. Okay, so you're draped over the ball, top hand just rests on your hip, open that chest, and then just use that hand to help lift yourself up, a little bit of oblique work. I wish I had a camera facing this cat. All right. If and when you're ready, put your hand on your shoulder instead. If you want, lift your top arm, point to the sky. Lift your bottom arm, point to the floor. For even more challenge, they come into a V. And now stay up, point your top hand, reach your bottom hand. We're gonna pulse to the sky for 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. For a stretch, you're gonna bring that top arm, that left arm, up and over, across, and that should help you stretch out that area of the low back. And then let's switch that to the other side, please. So the hip is up against, or the ball is up against your left hip. Lean onto it. Right leg in front, left leg behind. Hand on the ball, and you just start lifting yourself up, working those obliques. When you're ready for more, take that bottom hand off and put it on the shoulder. For more, top hand reaches to the sky, bottom hand reaches. Even more challenging is a V. Good. And now point the bottom hand, point the top hand, and we pulse. 4 more, 2 and 1. Top arm up and over. And again, that should help stretch out that low back area we just worked a little bit. All right, let's go back to the first side again. We're gonna work some outer hip and then I think we'll be done. Maybe lean into that ball with your right hip, and this time your right hand does come down. Lift up, and then line your legs up, and then that top leg is gonna flex and lift, flex and lift. Good, keep going. And relax. And let's switch that to the other side. So we come down with that ball against our left hip, left arm on the ground. Stack your hips, stack your legs, and then that left leg is going to flex and lift. Bring it. Bring it here. Come on. Come on. Good girl. Bring it here. Bring it to mama. And relax. We're going to spin over so that ball is underneath us again, right? We're going to do a beautiful stretch here. So what you're going to do is walk forward until you're really folded at the knees. This might be uncomfortable, but just for a moment, and then let your head rest. Arms out, and that should start to give you a beautiful chest stretch. If you want more, start to lift your hips so that you can come on top of the ball. And then finally, unless you get vertigo, you can allow your body to go up and over the ball and the head to hang. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay neutral here. But it's a beautiful stretch if you want. And then to come out of it, you're going to tuck your chin and nod yes. You're going to roll up. And you're going to have to roll up that ball a little bit. If you need to, just scoot the ball underneath you, that's fine. All right. And you're right on top of that ball, shoulders up out of your ears. Let's do a little test. Let's see if it's any different. Oops. If it's any different this time. Arms up, feet off the ground. Hey, come here. Thank you. And then relax. All right, and then we will take a final stretch here. So we're going to start with a really wide stance, shoulders out of your ears, front hand down the ball or right one, whichever one works for you. And then let your hips go to the left or the back and reach up and over. Side stretch. And then come on back. And then other side. Good. Right back up. All right. A little balance involved in this one. So you're going to bring your knees and your ankles to touch. Bring your back hand across the front. Hey. Here. And twist. Now, even more challenging would be to cross your front leg and then twist. But that puts you on just a single foot. So if that's a lot, don't worry about it. And then we come back through center, knees together, twist to the back of the room, or take that back leg and cross it over for even a little more challenge. And back through center. And we're going to go wide, wide stance. We're going to sit our booty up in the air, stretch your spine. And then we're going to exhale. We're going to tuck it around. You can unmute yourselves because you're going to cat stretch here. And then we're going to go into that extension, and you know this is our reindeer. So if it's Rudolph, I like to, but if you want to make a regular reindeer sound, I thought it was a, but I understand it's more of a wheeze. So here we go, exhale, cat.
Meow. Meow.
Do you hear what I hear? And into your reindeer. Exhale, cat. Inhale, reindeer. Exhale, cat. One more time. Inhale into that extension, that reindeer. All right. Hands to your heart, shoulders out of your ears. Squeeze those shoulder blades back. Abs in. Squeeze those glutes to slowly lift yourself up. Big deep breath in. Give yourselves a hand. Good job. Big ball day. Good work, everyone. Thank you. Stick around if you have a moment, and I'll try and find the other OMG fact. Someone rearrange things.